We are back with some more Bengals franchise. It's finally back. Our off-season free agency and the playoffs went a little bit longer than they usually do, but we're finally here. We're through the majority of free agency. We got a lot of trades to go through, wrapping up who won the Super Bowl, all that good stuff. I personally made 3 trades. One was including just draft picks, so I still am available one player trade for this season here. But we'll get into all that. First things first is playoffs. So the Dolphins beat the Tennessee Titans 30-20. The Texans beat the Cleveland Browns 55-34. The Chiefs beat the Steelers 55-41. Seahawks beat the Vikings 37-36. 49ers beat the Dallas Cowboys 38-24. And the Eagles beat the Bears 44-17. Moving on to the divisional round, the Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Houston Texans 49-31. The Panthers beat the Seahawks 34-31. Chiefs beat the Dolphins 59-38. And the Eagles beat the 49ers 45-21. Moving on to the conference championship. Both these users, Chiefs and Jags, actually one quit and one had to step down. So for some reasons, so you can see how there's two users on the Chiefs and Jags right now, but the Jags will no longer be there. He's just a filler in there, just where he's just filling in. He's retired from Madden. The Chiefs is the new user. He's the Bucks user in Legacy. So there's brand new users to Pandora. So the Jags did beat the Chiefs, but then the Jags we had to kick him out, or just he stepped down for a little bit. The Chiefs rage quit. He's like, I'm out of here. I lost, so I'm pissed, and he just quit everything. Trey, who's the Ravens in Legacy, beats the Eagles 38-20. Moving on to the Super Bowl, and he ended up playing the old Dallas Cowboys user, the one last Madden. He's not on any teams this Madden, but he came back just so Trey could at least play someone, not play a computer, and Trey wins 52-13. So Trey could not win a Super Bowl year one with the Ravens, but he goes and does it with the Carolina Panthers. And, pretty easy there. Pretty easy game for him. Before we get into everything else, I'm going to try to quickly breeze through all of these trades that have went down. All of them that have happened besides me. So hopefully I get them all here. The Pittsburgh Steelers are sending outside linebacker Bud Dupree to the New York Jets for a 2021 third-round pick. So we don't got to worry about Bud Dupree. That's always nice. Here's a big one. Green Bay Packers send quarterback Aaron Rodgers to the Patriots for a 2021 second and 6th round pick. So the Patriots getting, a monster at quarterback. OBJ also going to the New England Patriots. So the Cleveland Browns are sending OBJ for the 9th overall pick in the draft. The Patriots making some massive moves over here. The Chargers are sending cornerback Chris Harris to Tennessee for cornerback Fulton and a 2022 second round pick. Decent little move there for the Tennessee Titans. The New York Giants are sending quarterback Daniel, a.k.a. Goat Jones, to the 49ers for Dante Pettis. Daniel Jones just getting shipped around in both leagues. Just so sad to see, because I made that man a monster. I made him an absolute monster. The Eagles send tight end Zach Ertz and Miles Sanders to the Saints for a 2021 first and a 2021 second. Not sure about that one. I don't know why you'd want to get rid of Miles Sanders. Philadelphia also sent defensive end Barnett to the Saints for a 2021 fourth, and a 2021 fifth, and a 2021 seventh. So Philly's just shipping players to New Orleans, and New Orleans just shipping all of his goddamn picks to him. Tennessee Titans send their outside linebacker Landry, middle linebacker. I think it's Rashad Evans. He got moved in the other league too. No one wants this man. A 2021 third and a 2022 third to the Saints for Armstead. Saints making all kinds of moves. 49ers send linebacker Fred Warner to the Miami Dolphins for a 2021 first, second, third, and fourth, and a 2022 first. So a shitload of picks for Fred Warner, and he has to be re-signed. That's a lot of draft capital you're giving up. Obviously, Fred's a beast, but that's a lot of draft capital you're giving up for someone that you're gonna have to immediately turn around and pay him a shitload of money. The Miami Dolphins are sending their first round 26th overall pick to the Baltimore Ravens for right tackle Mr. Brown. So we don't got to worry about the Ravens having a stud at right tackle. D Ford and Jimmy. Oh, that's a different thing. Never mind. Panthers trade defensive tackle Kawan Short to the Browns for a 2021 third round pick. The Falcons traded Julio Jones to Baltimore. We got to play Julio Jones twice a damn season. for a 2021 second-round pick, 2022 first-round pick, and linebacker Malik Harrison. I'm not a fan of having to play Julio twice, but especially with Lamar and Julio. I mean, I'm really not a fan of that. That's going to be annoying. Dallas sent Michael Gallup to the Colts for a 2021 second-round pick. The Julian Edelman and a cornerback Williams, a 2021 third, a 2021 fourth, a 2021 fifth, a 2021 seventh, got all shipped to Pittsburgh for Deontay Johnson, James Washington, and a 2022 fifth. So Pittsburgh basically giving up, two solid receivers for an aging receiver. So I'm not too sure about that. He does get a lot of draft capital for it, but he gets Julian Edelman, so we'll have to play Julian Edelman twice now. The Houston Texans sent J.J. Watt to the New York Jets for a 2021 second and a 2021 third. The Giants sent a 2022 second and a 2022 sixth to Carolina for a 2021 second rounder. I think that was just because Giants can't make the draft, so they were just shifting around picks. And that is that for the trades that have happened so far. I have personally made 3, and we're basically through free agency. So I guess let's We'll talk about my trade. So the first trade we made is I traded back in the first round a little bit. So I traded with the Raiders. I had the 8th overall pick. There's a player I really want with my first round pick. I was 100% sure I could get him at 8, but I'm like 80 to 90% sure I can get him at 14 as well. So I traded back 6 spots. Raiders move up 6 spots, and I also acquired his 3rd round pick in the process. So moved back 6. Get another 3rd round this year. Raiders moved up 6, and they lose their 3rd round, so I'm actually kind of happy with that. As you see, we have a lot of draft capital. I was trying to... When I was looking at my team in the offseason, I didn't really want to spend too much. I couldn't really spend too much this season. I think next offseason I'll be able to spend a lot. There's some people I'm going to let walk this season. And next offseason is when I can really make some splash moves. And I shipped off some guys who aren't going to be around here for much longer. Just trying to capitalize on their overall and stuff before the age really makes them regress and all that. So, the first trade I made is I shipped defensive tackle Geno Atkins and a 4th round pick this year to Tennessee for a 2nd round pick. So, Geno Atkins, I think he had 2 years left on his deal. It was a pretty hefty deal. He's like 34 or something, and he regressed. He was an 88 in the first season, I believe, and he regressed to an 85. So he's already on the decline. I'm not planning on keeping him at all. He's just going to keep declining every season. So I just wanted to capitalize and get him out of here while he still has abilities and still is a solid, usable player. Because by next season he's going to be like low 80s, and then after that he's going to be probably in the 70s or something. So, just trying to capitalize him. DJ freaking monster right here, Reader. I'm expecting him to take the starting job. He's a beast. We'll see how he does. 85 overall. He's a little up there in age. He's getting up there, 27. But I expect him to, take over the Geno role, be a monster, and we'll have to fill. Probably with a draft pick or something, that 2nd defensive tackle spot. Or maybe I get someone in this free agency stage here. Didn't really want to spend too much money this offseason, though. Did win someone in the silent bids, but we'll get to that in a second. And the second trade I made was the Seahawks user actually came to me and asking. I didn't even seek this trade out. But he came and asked, he's like, hey, can I get Carlos Dunlap? I mean, it happened in real life, so I'm assuming he was hyped because I'm pretty sure he's a Seahawks fan in real life. Just like me. But he asked for Dunlap, and I said, sure. So I gave the Seattle Seahawks Carlos Dunlap and a 7th round pick this season for a 5th round pick this season and defensive end Alton Robinson. So we already re-signed Carl Lawson, 26, 81 overall. Moving Dunlap, we have, just some young guys here at the defensive end spot. I was looking at Kareem, I was like, I don't know. Alton's interesting. He's got some okay stats. I mean, his speed's it's okay. His block shedding's okay. I'm just trying to add a little bit of youth there. We got this man here. I mean, their stats are pretty similar. This guy's a little bit slower. His block shedding's a little bit better, though. He doesn't have that many abilities. I mean, he has got bull rush and high motor, when Alton has a little bit more. He's got the swim move. He got bull rush. He has strip ball. He's a team player, so I don't know what I'm going to do in the draft because we have so much draft capital. But one of these two will get the start. I'm leaning more towards Alton just because he's a little bit quicker. You got 4 more speed, 1 more acceleration. His change of direction's 8 better. I mean, his strength's a little less. Their awareness is pretty much the same. Play rec, pretty much the same. And I don't know. I like having my defensive ends be more finesse. And that's not what Kareem's all about. But we'll see. Maybe Kareem's a monster. I'm not too sure. But we shipped off both those old people. They got some pretty hefty contracts, which freed up a little bit of space for us, which was nice. But that was all the trades we made. I was actually in talks right before I recorded this video about one, but that fell through. So, it is what it is. We still got one more trade to make, which I don't know if I'm going to make. Really, I'm not too sure. But I'm happy with what we did. We obviously need big time to get younger. I mean, we got a lot of old people, so I wanted to get as much draft capital as I can. So we got 1 first, we got 2 seconds, 2 thirds, don't got a 4th, but we got 2 fifths and a 6th. Only problem is, like I said earlier when we started off and we took over this team deep into the season, is the man that had it over me did not scout that much. So I'm trying my best in my scouting points, trying to be smart about it. I think I'll be fine for the first 3 picks, the first rounder and the 2 second rounders. It's when I get into the 3rd and 5th round is when I might have to just go blind and just pray I get lucky. But we'll see. We'll see how we do. Next on the list is free agents. So there was one guy that everyone was after, and it was defensive tackle Kenny Clark. I believe there were 8 teams in the silent bid that bid on him, 7 or 8 teams. Only the top 3 get to have a chance at actually winning him, and then it goes through the algorithm, and it shows who wins. I was 4th in the 4th highest, so I didn't even get a chance at Kenny Clark in the end. I should have known that Kenny Clark's like 25, 92 overall superstar. I should have known people were going to splash. I made a pretty hefty offer too. I wasn't really looking to spend much this offseason, but when I saw Kenny Clark there, I was like, holy shit, dude, we got to at least try. I mean, Kenny Clark's a monster. He's going to be a monster the whole entire Madden cycle. So I, threw out an offer, just fell a little short. Is what it is. So Kenny Clark ended up going to the 49ers. Like, the 49ers, do they really need pass rush help? No, they don't need pass rush help. But is what it is. It happens. We'll go to the league signings. See Kenny Clark over here. Trent Williams went to the Miami Dolphins. Allen Robinson stayed to Chicago. Alvin Kamara stayed for the Saints. Richard Sherman came to Pittsburgh, so now we got to worry about him for a season. Cooper Kupp to the Colts. Cameron Hayward stays in Pittsburgh. Kareem Hunt to the Giants. I'm just going to go through some of these top guys here. Marcus Williams on the Saints. Marlon Mack goes to Chicago. X Factor Leonard Fournette goes to Denver. D Ford goes to the 49ers. Or not the 49ers, the Jets. My bad. Look at that bid, too. Somehow that bid won. That's kind of crazy. Probably because he's old. Brandon Graham goes to the Baltimore Ravens, so we got to worry about him. And it's like the Steelers and the Ravens made a bunch of moves this offseason to acquire talent. Kenyon Drake to the Patriots. Justin Houston stays a Colt. Carl Joseph went to the Dolphins, and then Carlos Dunlap obviously there. I think he cut Carlos and re-signed him to a lower deal or something like that, but we'll just quickly breeze through some of these. You guys can pause and see and take a look if you want to see some of those guys, but that's mainly the big ones. Moving on to our signings. In the silent bid, we did win Alejandro Villanueva. I was very, very hyped about that. I'm glad we got a deal done. It was pretty much, it was like slightly over what he was asking for is what I did. And then I threw out some really low offers for both these guys. I got a fullback, young, 25 years old, locked up for 3 years on some cheap deal. So we'll see how he does. Just, we need a fullback on the roster, so throw his ass on there. And Jamon Brown, right guard, got him for a year on a cheap deal as well, and I'm pretty sure he's going to start for us at right guard. I moved Villanueva over to right tackle, so far our starting offensive line will look like this. We got Jonah Williams at left tackle, Billy Price at left guard, center, still a problem. Might have to draft someone. It's not looking good at center. Right guard, Jamon Brown, who we picked up in free agency, is probably just going to be here as a filler for one season. I don't see myself re-signing him. And then we switched Villanueva to right tackle, and he is going to be playing over there. Much better than Bobby Hart and Isaiah Prince, let me tell you. But look at some of these. I was looking at some of these contracts. I mean, why are we paying so much for guys like Bobby Hart? And I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy some of these contracts that are on this team. It really is. But looking at some holes that we're going to have to address in the draft. Quarterback, obviously we don't have to address that. Halfback, no. One thing I guess I forgot to tell you guys is John Ross I did end up re-signing, but he didn't want to take my first deal for whatever reason. I offered him quite a bit more than he asked for. So I had to franchise tag him. So the franchise tag was either franchise tag him or risk going into free agency and someone outbidding me. So I just tagged him. It's $18 million a year on the tag. So next season we'll have to rework a deal for him to keep him long term. It'll be cheaper too that way. But $18 million. It hurt a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, because I don't think he's worth $18 million a year. But I just didn't want to take the risk of losing out on him in free agency. So tagged his ass, and he's here still. Obviously, I think we're rolling with the Tyler Boyd, Auden Tate at the 1 and the 2, John in the slot. I'm gonna be honest. Higgins was on the block, and really no offers for him. So he'll just be a depth piece for us. He'll just be the depth piece. Tight ends, definitely got to pick someone up there. Offensive line, I'm fine with really. Besides center, the right side, we got the 2 free agent pickups, so hopefully they can pan out. Villanueva's stats really aren't too bad. The man can get it done. 87 strength, got decent run and pass block. I mean, his personality, he's a leader. He's here to get it done, man. He's here to get it done. Defensive side, we already talked about left end. It's gonna be a little interesting there. Carl Lawson gonna be the starter. DJ Reader the starter. Left outside linebacker is bad. There was none really in free agency that I looked, and they're really not that good. So we'll see what we do in the draft for that. Middle linebacker obviously is Logan. Right outside, obviously Mr. Davis. Cornerbacks. This is another hard one. I don't really believe in any of these 3 down here. I really don't. And I like Mackenzie Alexander. I like William Jackson. Trey Waynes is okay, but they're all they're getting up there in age. I don't know how long they'll be around, to be honest. I really don't. So we'll have to figure out. We'll have to bring in some cornerback talent probably next season to start slowly developing them, getting them ready for when Trey Waynes and stuff leave. Free safety still Jesse Bates. Strong safety. I think no, he didn't regress. But I'm tempted to give Vaughn the start. I'm really not too sure what I want to do. Started for us last season. They're both locked up for a while. Von Bell's 2 years younger. I'm really not sure what I want to do at all. 88 speed. What's his hit power? Did I miss it? Oh, 77. He's got more than that, right? Maybe I just rolled. Yeah, 83. Okay, well, that pretty much sealed it for me there. I like my strong safeties to be good hitters, so that pretty much seals it. We got some weird ass kicker here. I don't know how he's on the. I don't even know how this dude's on my team, because I did not sign him, so that makes no sense. But somehow the man's on the team. We got a 5th-year option here to figure out. Billy Price. Yeah, we'll fucking do it. Keep his ass around. Yeah. Left guard. Pick him up for another season. Pick his ass up. Even though he doesn't look like he's grown into really nothing special. But that's pretty much it. That's all the trades. You got the Super Bowl winners. Actually, I guess we can look at who won some awards and stuff. We'll just quickly skim through those because I don't believe I won anything. MVP was Derrick Henry. Excuse me. Coach of the year is Matt Rule. AFC side, Derrick Henry, Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, C.J. Mosley. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Karen Higdon. Willie Gay Jr. is Defensive Rookie of the Year. Best quarterback, Drew Lock. Best running back, Derrick Henry. Best wide receiver, Henry Ruggs. Best offensive lineman, Teron Armstead. Josh Allen's the best defensive lineman. Miles Jack's the best linebacker. Justin Simmons, the best DB. And best kicker, obviously, the GOAT, Justin Tucker. Moving on to the NFC, Offensive Player of the Year, CMC. Defensive Player of the Year is Quan Alexander. Cam Akers, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Jeremy Chin, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Best quarterback, Teddy B. CMC's best runner. Look at all these Panthers everywhere. Michael Thomas, best wide receiver. Zach Martin, best offensive lineman. Eric Armstead, best defensive lineman. Quan Alexander, best linebacker. Jeremy Chin, best DB. And Joey Dude, the Panthers and the 49ers just ran the NFC. Jesus. Just all these crazy, just award after award after award. But that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about my trades and the offseason moves. I don't believe I did anything else, but it's been a while, I'm going to be honest, so I'll just go here and double check and see if I did anything of note that I can tell you guys. Recently, I already talked about that. Got the fullback, all these trades. Oh, yeah, we did re-sign a couple people in the final stage. So we got a backup center, 2 years, $3.64 million. Backup tight end, 2 years, $4.18 million. And backup receiver Richie James, 2 years, $6.68 million. Yeah, look at that tag. Man, my throat is dying, dude. Look at that tag, though, 18.4. That's not what we want to be paying John. 18.4 a year? But that's all we got for this video. Next video will be once the draft is over. This video I'm posting on a Thursday, I believe, and I think the draft is happening on a Saturday, so I would be looking for the draft video on a Saturday night or Sunday morning, probably Sunday. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think we should do about our squad. Who do we start at strong safety? Do I roll with Alton Robinson as our starting left end? What positions we should draft? And I'll see you guys in the next one.